Senator Inhofe.
I think Senator Carper brought out something that is significant and is very unique, and that is that in this area where we're trying to bring in private sector funding, we actually had to pass a bill and a provision into the law to allow that to take place. And I can't think of any place else in government where you have to ask permission to let the private sector pay for something. So that was something that was good. Mr. Robinson, I, again, appreciate your being here and so that we can make it very visible to people that we have problems on this inland waterway. I can remember back when I first came to Congress, I'd go up through some of the eastern states and see the problems they've had with their old ports, thinking, well, we're pretty fortunate in Oklahoma, we don't have those problems. Well, now we do have those problems. Enough years has gone by, we've outlived the lives of some of our ports, and so we have to address that. We had a subcommittee meeting that I chaired not long ago that on transportation and infrastructure, and someone suggested that in the cost share of the Inland Waterway Trust Fund, it should be changed in some way. One suggestion was to 15% from the trust fund and 85% from the general fund. Are you familiar with that suggestion?
Yes, Senator Inhofe, I am, and I think there probably needs to be an adjustment. You know, the problem, as Senator Carper acknowledged, is not doing more with less. We've been trying to do that forever. It's not working. We need to do more with more and do it efficiently and in a business-like manner.
Yeah, well, that's, and those of us who have been down there have observed the problems that we have in some of these relatively new ports that carry our goods and services. Our nation's system directly touches 38 states, has been brought out. It's not just the coast. Three of our ports go through Senator Bozeman's state, and then two more ports were in Oklahoma. Now, in the FAST Act, for the first time, and I've been through all 7 of them since 1987, that we were able to have a freight provision. And that freight provision left a lot of the authority up to the states as to how to expend that and so forth. And so I'd ask the question, would allowing the states to use FAST Act freight funds on our waterways, if they chose to do it, would that be a valuable tool to address the issues and the needs of our inland states?
I think so, Senator Inhofe. I think we need more tools, and that would be one of them. The question, of course, would be whether states who are so focused on their highways needs, roads and bridges, how much effort or how much expenditure they would allow from those funds for waterways. And the other question is, what would they use those funds for? Would they use it to cost share new projects? If that were the case, I think there's a real need to cost share new projects. There's not enough money in the Inland Waterways Trust Fund to do that. Perhaps the states are going to have to, pick up a little bit of the load there. So yes, I think Tiger is another example.
It's not going to happen unless somebody does something.
That's
you've got to get aggressive and come in and with the state, decide what the alternatives are, and then what percentage perhaps might be appropriate for that. Because I look at sources and I run out of ideas. So anyway, that's something that I think we can do, and it's something that doesn't affect us here in the federal government as much as it does in the state government.
Well, and I also think, Senator Inhofe, the Water Infrastructure Financing Act that the Congress authorized in 2014 is another tool that could be used. It's leveraged, because the federal government is getting the money back. It's a loan, so I think that's another one of the tools at our disposal. Tiger program.
Yeah. Okay. And there is a variety. We can get together and decide what we want to do on the state level. Ms. Uffner, the counties and cities are facing a lot of issues when it comes to water resources and trying to address these. And I know other states, not just the state of Oklahoma, have some of these problems. In the city of Bartlesville, Oklahoma, the community is growing and in need of additional water storage. Now, we had water storage, and as a result of from one lake in that city, and as a result increased the rates to the customers by over 100%. But when we tried to open up another one, and I'm not sure that you're familiar with this particular issue, but we went to the Corps of Engineers, and they had a rate increase of 3,000%, which obviously our cities And that particular city of Bartlesville was not able to do anything. When I asked the GAO to investigate how the Corps comes up with their prices, they reported back that they couldn't because the agency's record keeping was so bad and varied, they could not actually study how the agency arrives at their numbers. Did that shock you?
I almost feel like that's a trick question, Senator. I-
No, it's not a trick question. It's a serious question, and right
In
now
all
is the time to
seriousness-
talk about it because we have new people coming in, and we've had a hearing already with the Civil Division to the Corps of Engineers, and they recognize changes have to be made, but not if we all sit around and keep quiet and don't talk about it.
I think that you hit a strong point on the head. There's a lot of information that is not available out there, and it's something that we need to figure out and work together to do it.
Yeah, well, my time's expired, but that's something we need to address. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Inhofe. Senator